Well, hello everyone, Spencer here, also known as ScreenSpeak, and in today's video, this is my Gen V Season 2 spoiler review, so without further ado, let's discuss. Alright guys, now I actually thought I made this video, but I guess I didn't. I'm a little nicer dressed today. I got like a interview slash meeting, not really interview, but a meeting with a person about like this video company. So very exciting stuff. So hopefully that all goes well. But today I'm talking about Gen V Season 2. Now this isn't going to be terribly super long. I wanted to get my thoughts across on this season. And yikes, what do I think? So I have been all over the place with this season, and I'm going to cut right to the chase here, right to the chase. So if you ask me two questions, Spencer, what do you like more? Do you like Doom Patrol or Peacemaker? Because those are two mature DC shows. And I would tell you, as a big fan I am of the Doom Patrol show, I enjoy Peacemaker more. I like the Peacemaker world. I like what James Gunn did with it, and I'm excited for the future of James Gunn's DC universe. We just had Peacemaker, a raunchy, edgy-ish, mature show, superhero show, and we had Gen V just finish. What did I prefer between Peacemaker Season 2 and Gen V Season 2? I am taking Gen V Season 2. And you might be surprised to hear this. I'm going to give you some logical insight to what I thought about this season and my thoughts on the world of The Boys. This is a spinoff of The Boys. I adored the first season. And they had to rewrite some stuff, or they had to, backtrack because one of their actors died. Andre died, so they had made him die in the show. He died in real life by a motorcycle accident. Very severe, very traumatic. And you know what? It's nothing against an actor dying. I understand it's difficult, like Chadwick Boseman. But this season felt... Let me backtrack. So, by the end of this season, it's obvious that they're tying this series, Gen V, with these characters, going into Season 5 of The Boys, which is the final season. So, But at the penultimate episode of this season, I thought, I don't know. I don't know if I can do this anymore. I might just cut my losses and not watch the final season. By the end of this season, I went, fine, screw it. I guess I'm just going to have to watch the final season of The Boys. So what really drove me over the wall, and what makes this, I'm going to get into the nitty-gritty about it, but what makes this overcome Peacemaker's Season 2 is the finale. This finale, the whole season, there's like a through arc. They overcome their threat. There is a threat, and I don't know, it feels more like, again, the word that comes to mind here is cohesive, strong, structured, not just like, oops, we finished our season on the penultimate episode. Now let's have one more giant epilogue, which is what Peacemaker did, and it really drove me nuts. To have closure for a bunch of things that they set up in Peacemaker, it was stupid. Go watch my rant about Peacemaker Season 2. I'll put a card up there. But in this season, we have Godolkin, who, the name of the college, the name of the university, and I love all the college stuff about this show. And I like that Ethan Slater, who played SpongeBob in the SpongeBob musical, who is Bach in the Wicked movie, Bach in Wicked, and he's going to be in Wicked for Good, the two Wicked movies, who I think turns into a Scarecrow or Tin Man. I can't remember which one it is. One of those two characters. I know it's not the Cowardly Lion, but one of the two characters. And I can't remember which upon the Prince guy and Bach, the Munchkin guy, who's Ethan Slater, turns into Scarecrow or Tin Man. But we'll find out when Wicked comes out. Wicked for Good comes out. Ethan Slater's here playing Godolkin. He's a great role. Great casting. I love him. And, only in like 3 things he's been in. I'm a big SpongeBob fan, so seeing him from like the SpongeBob musical inside this is great. And, the threat that they take down, Cipher He's controlling Cipher, and then this whole thing leading up to the finale, there's this big fight. Alright. There's great fights. You know my biggest issue with this, and where I almost left the show, is the edginess. I don't mind if you're edgy, and I just have to get this right out of the way, out of the gate. This show's too much. Or, let me preface this. This show, in The Boys, for instance, they blow a guy's ding-dong off. Alright. In Season 3. It's really gruesome. There's gruesome stuff. And that's over the top. And this show, like, brings it down. Like, they're not blowing penises off. As I just said the word penis. They're not blowing ding-dongs off. But they're still doing wacky crap. And, you know, in the penultimate episode, some, like, person with a diaper comes out of another guy's butt. And then they're doing it, it's used as the MacGuffin, as a plot device in the finale for the final fight for our main characters to just escape this guy's rectum. And I'm like, okay, but why? Because it's an edgy show, and then girl used her pubes, her down there part hair to finagle, wrap around and kill people. I'm like, guys, it's just enough. And I love Anthony Starr, who plays Homelander. If that's his name, I got him right on the money. But I love him, and I love Butcher Boy, Carl Urban, and even A-Train. A-Train and Starlight show up in the end, and I'm like, and the Deep is in this season. By the way, Emma and Sam are like the coolest characters in this show. And I'm just like, fine. I get it's edgy, it just drives me nuts, and at that point, and you might be confused saying, well, if you have this issue, then why is it better than Peacemaker Season 2? Let me be truthfully honest with you. I would take watching Peacemaker any day because it's not as edgy as this show. But what the show did better than Peacemaker is it went through a through line. They had this consistency throughout all 8 episodes. I believe that they're 8. All 8 episodes. They had a final fight in the last episode. The finale felt more cohesive. It felt structured through the entire season. Continuous. They had a final fight. They beat their threat. And now they have to go. Now, it did tease, it teased Season 5 of The Boys. But teasing another season of, another show, like their main show, at least they finished their threat in this season. So, I'm very satisfied with the season. It's just, I'm so over the edginess of this show, of the universe, of both these shows. And I will be watching and reviewing The Boys Season 5. I almost said Gen V Season 5. I'm like, whoa. We just went from Season 2 to Season 5. Season 5 of The Boys, I'll be watching it, reviewing it, and we'll have to wait and see how my thoughts are. Season 4 of The Boys felt... There was this one scene with Jack Quaid where he's, like, being seduced, almost going to be, like, R-A-P-E. I don't want to say words on my channel that I don't get demonetized, but he was, like, on a table, and I'm like, this scene, like, I remember the scene in my head. It was kind of... He was, like, dressed up as Spider-Man, and I was like... this scene isn't really working for me, but I just remember it vividly in my mind. I'm like, what are we doing? But it's things like that in the show that make, like, there's moments in the show and I'm like, oh, and then other moments that are like, oh. So, I don't know. Let me know. Did you see Season 2 of Gen V? Do you feel the same way I did? Like, awesome, but at the same time, like, what are we doing here? So, I don't know. It's just, I'm a little over this. I never started watching The Boys when it first came out, and then I think one of my friends or my dad was like, you should start watching this show. So I started watching it, and I'm completely over it. Not to say it's bad, it's just I'm over. I like mature things like Doom Patrol or Peacemaker or even The Last of Us or, Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is that perfect mature stuff for me. Where they're just, like, naked and for no good reason. I don't know, but let me know what you thought of Gen V Season 2. Do you agree with my thoughts on the maturity level? Do you agree that you prefer other shows? Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. We also have Welcome to Dairy coming out right now, and plenty of other things are on the horizon. Frankenstein, Running Man, then Predator Badlands, then Running Man. So much content was coming out on the rise. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow me. Don't forget to keep calm, watch the screen. Peace out, everyone. Bye-bye.